right. With a loving mind, with the love and the compassion, you see that we give the forgiveness to people. With the vitality that we have to make ourselves happy. We have a perfect system inside. But now the reason why I ask you to do meditation is because your mind is peaceful and stable. You are not sort of caught up with your thinking, your experiences, your physical life. You are happy, bright and clear, you're healthy. Already we have this foundation within us. But thing is, we haven't had that experience, so that we're not sure. That's the problem. 2 days ago, yesterday actually, the one lady came. She came, dropped by me. Thank you for your healing. I met her. This lady has been doing the training, but haven't had a break for a long time. And 2 months ago or 3 months ago, she came to me. When she had a hard time, she came to me. And always I try to share as much as I can. So she had a big lump in the breast on the left side. And then she had a big lump, but there is another thing affecting her more than the tumor in her breast. And then I was listening her life. And then when I'm listening, okay, you talk everything. If I share your problems, and you will be happy, and that's what I'm here for. What can you say? I can listen. And then doing the talk, because I've been the training in such a way, I'm dealing with the invisible things. And when I look at people, I can see the invisible part, how invisible things works. So that according to what's happening, I support you in a certain ways. So, and then while I was talking, so much energy it went to her. And I was so happy about it. But the invisible power, our life that we have, this life is not only inside us, outside. When this life, your small life, is amidst the life that creates your life together, you can do anything. I read this book, actually, the leaflet. First one is, you can do it too. You see? That is our original mind. That is our life. This one. Yeah, you see that? You see that I told you earlier, if you have a brightness, you have a love, you have vitalities, you have a confidence. You don't have any doubt about yourself. And then you can, when you have a brightness, you have a happiness. If you have a love, you have vitalities, you can accept. Even though, you have so much hurting feeling, you have a strength inside you. You can accept. When you accept, digestion process is happening. Like when you're eating the food, you don't have to tell your system, you have to digest the food. You don't have to say. You just put in the food inside your system. Digestion happening very naturally. After digestion, things you need, absorbed to the blood. And the blood giving you power. The things you don't need is coming out. We don't have to do anything. Digestions, absorptions, elimination, these are life phenomenon. Life phenomenon, we don't have to do anything. Human thinking doesn't help. If you guys think. But anyway, going back to the where I was, the lady, yesterday she came back and thanked me. And then after talking to me, she received so much energy. Energy started moving. The tumor is completely gone. So that she come back to me, thank you. What I'm trying to say is, the create the happiness inside. Create happiness is positive. If you're positive, you're happy. Positive and happiness is not only making an impact on yourself, it's making an impact on the world and all the people. And today I've been treating a lot of people on the Skype, on the telephones. And the lady she was in California, she's been healing for people for a long, long time, more than 30 years. And then she ended up with having the cancer and this list of so many lists of problems somehow. A4 is like 2 page, 1.5 page actually. It was 1.5 page. How many diseases can you put on the A4 size? 1.5 page. There are so many lists. And then she desperately called me for help. And then what I did, and I just sent my life to the person. The life inside, life outside. When the communication happening, then let this person receive. Then this life knows how to make ourselves right, how to make ourselves having a more loving mind. Help us to have the forgiveness. Help us to have a vitality. So, I treat. She's pain. She had the pain. She told me that from the top of the head, from bottom of the pit, she's got all the aching feeling. One treatment is gone. And then on the second treatment, she's talking about the relationship between her and her daughter. And then daughter and then the mother, and she got divorced, and she's living by herself. But she couldn't live with the daughter because so many trouble. And in the end, they have to be separate. They have to live in the separate place. And the daughter living in Mexico and looked after by the grandparents. And so they've been through so much. And then she talked about the daughter. So, okay, I can help you, daughter. Okay, just say your daughter's name. I can help. And then one treatment, what happens? They start to communicate to each other, which hasn't happened more than 7 years. And today, before I came here, I treated her, and I heard that the daughter would move back to California to see the mother. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not talking about the ability, I'm talking about the mind. You see, if you want to share something, somebody have a pain, you try to feel somebody's pain, then you are not negative. In the first place, you feel your pain, your trouble in the first place. That's how we create the negativities, thinking about ourselves. But if you have a lot of suffering, a lot of trouble, you have a lot of handicap, a lot of issues, a lot of problems, but still you have a space to feel somebody's pain, then your issues are not your issues anymore. That is a key. There is a key to make ourselves positive. I can talk about 2 ways to make ourselves the happy, the healthy. One is, you see if we receive, we create the brightness. If we create the love, we create the vitalities. We can make ourselves positive, bright and clear, the happy. So that when we are happy, we don't judge people. We don't criticize our circumstances. Why I'm brought up such circumstances? Why I met somebody? Somebody's damaged my victimized my life, or give trouble. We don't think this way, actually, because when we have enough our invisible life, the invisible life, this one is like a parent's mind, like a parent's. This one taking care of you all the time. Why you can listen to me? Why your heart is beating? Why your lung is breathing in and out? All the circulation, the blood circulation happening. You can't explain about life phenomenon with your intellectual knowledge. Beyond that, see, this life is inside you. This life is always connected with the others. But now, if we are aware of this mind and support with the care and the love, in the first place, rather than you thinking about yourself, no matter how much money you have, no matter how good environment you are in, but still, what we have is not enough. This is a human desire. Our mentality is because we have a physical body, always wanting, we wanting more, receiving more, and I want to have a more expected, recognition. I want to have a more prize. And there are so many things is happening. Because we have a physical body. This one is make ourselves thinking about ourselves, so that it creates negativities, jealousy, hatred, arrogance, and greed. All the negative mind is born. How are we going to deal with this one? In the first place, if all the issues we have coming from where? From people. You see, when you go to the work, at the workplace, you meet somebody. And from the somebody, you have an experience. Because of the somebody, you hear about something, somebody did terrible things to you, did terrible things to your family, or all the memories, the experience coming from where? From human beings, from the somebody. But most of the information coming from the people, like in the beginning, I was so happy for you to share, you're getting better, inspiring the story. That is so beautiful, really, really beautiful. And then, but you see normally when you're meeting people, how many percentage they talk about the positive things? Positive things, I believe, 10% positive things, 90% negative things. This is a very much a general figure. You see, when you're meeting people, talking about your friend, your sister, brother, and all your talk, it's not positive, negative. Why it sounds negative? Because all the experience that you have make you think negatively. When you think negatively, you talk negatively, you do behavior negatively. Where negative is coming from? From your experience. How are we going to digest the experience, negative experience? We have to use the sympathy, love, and the care. In the first place, if we feel somebody's trouble, somebody's pain, then we don't think negatively, because we have a beautiful heart. I told you this. I talk about invisible life. Our original being is inside. People call it spirit, but it doesn't matter. I don't know how they understand the spirit, but this I give you kind of definitions about our real beings. And then when we use our real beings, we never judge people. We accept. You have a trouble. Then if you feel the pain and you understand why the person is having trouble, what can I do? What do I have to do? What can I offer these persons? Then you're not bombarded by your problems. Because you think like this, you create the beautiful light, beautiful energy. So your problems is cleared, your life is changing, is happening. And then this one is set up shape the positive life patterns. It takes time. Our attitude and the thought that has been developed for a long, long time. And to change our positive kind of life pattern, it takes time. But thing is,
that's a negative. We don't need rain.
Yeah. but anyway, I have to make a conclusion because we don't have enough time. But thing is that I have to go to the point. If you feel if you to feel somebody's pain and suffering, that's your power, inner power. That's the seed to create happiness. That's the seed to change yourself. That's the seed to change your life. That's the seed to change people's life around you. That's the seed to change the life in society and the world. Because basically, you have understanding of the people, you want to do something. When you feel, I can offer something to the people beyond yourself, you like yourself so much. You respect yourself so much. You don't have any, but something is giving you the real confident feeling, I can do it, like this, I can do it. It's not in an arrogant way, from your heart, from the original place. That give you great sort of the feeling of your life. I'm living here. I'm living itself gives so much pleasure, so much happiness. I used to suffering so much in my early age because of poverty, because of my health issues. I used to collapse. Every other day, every 3 days I collapse. Listen to people just collapse. And then, just on the playground, just collapse. I didn't know I collapsed and fainted. And I got up, then I'm in a hospital. That was my